up, guys? Happy Sunday. Hope everyone is having a great weekend. We are going to be hanging out for the next 15-20 minutes or so. I will go over the players' actives and actives for today, and I will take any questions you guys have. Let me first fire up the player news and notes here, and we'll get any questions you guys have answered after I read some of these player notes. And I'm just reading the Underdog NFL list here. It looks like Keenan Allen is active today. He did hurt that ankle in practice earlier this week. He's not a great play. He's a deep wide receiver 3 flex. I'd rather play DJ Moore or Odunze. Malik Neighbors will play week 12. Daniel Jones prefers to sign with playoff contenders. A note here seeing Brock Purdy should be able to return for week 13 is kind of the word here. So hopefully just a 1 week absence for Brock Purdy. Again, Malik Neighbors expected to play. Mike Evans won't have any restrictions is the note that I'm seeing here. I also have Rashad Bateman not listed on the injury report for tomorrow night. So if you're waiting for Bateman, I think he's going to be fine. Hayden Hurst listed out for Monday night. So if you guys need a tight end, I mean, I put Will Dissly pretty high in my rankings for fantasy this week. So if you need a tight end, Will Dissly looking like a top, I don't want to say top 5 play, but he is a top 10 play for fantasy this weekend. So we do like Will Dissly. Ladd McConkey listed as questionable. We'll have to watch any more reports for this afternoon here. I'm going to hit refresh on my feed one more time. And if you guys do have any final questions, please get them in the chat. Let's take a look here. I actually don't think we have all that many major questions coming into today. It looks like I have most of everything ready to go. So I'm pretty excited about today. We have a good slate of games. I think I'm excited about the Cardinals game today. I think Cardinals Seahawks could be a fun game. If you're playing DFS, I think that's one to attack. Lions Colts is another one. The Lions are going to score a lot of points. Maybe Anthony Richardson has to open it up. I think Alec Pierce, Josh Downs, Michael Pittman Jr., those guys are all in play today. I like the Dolphins New England Patriots game today. I think that's a lot of fun. And we got Harrison here. I'm going with Kendrick Bourne. His usage last week was pretty solid. He caught all 5 of his targets. He looked like a nice target for Drake May. Tim Patrick, still not really a guy that I want on my teams. I think he's fine as like a super, super deep player, but Kendrick Bourne's at least a starting receiver in that rotation right now. I think the game between the Patriots and the Dolphins looks like a fun one. I'm going to pull up the NFL weather here and see if we have anything to worry about today. As it's getting cold, man. It's getting cold. Chicago, looks like a nice day. 46 degrees, mostly cloudy there, a little bit of wind. The Colts are in a dome. The Dolphins, it's 75 and sunny. New York Giants, Buccaneers game, it's 52. They have a little bit of a wind there, though. 15-mile-per-hour winds for the Giants and Buccaneer game. Dallas at Washington, I'm seeing 9-mile-per-hour winds, otherwise partly cloudy. Carolina looks clear, 62 degrees, just a little wind. The Texans are in a dome. The Raiders are in a dome. And then the Packers 49ers game today, slight chance of rain, a little bit of wind, not the best conditions. I think Josh Jacobs in running game for Packers is probably where you want to be. And then it's saying likely rain in Seattle today, a little bit of wind, but Arizona, Seattle will have some rain. And then the 2 primetime games, Sunday night and Monday night, are in domes. So no worries there on the weather. I'm going to hit refresh on some of my feeds and see if I got anything new trickling in. I think we're pretty much up to date. So the list of actives that I'm seeing here, Malik Neighbors, Mike Evans, Keenan Allen, DeAndre Swift, Sam Laporta, and Jonathan Brooks makes his debut for the Carolina Panthers today. A couple inactives today, Marshawn Lattimore, the big one there for the Commanders, Tristan Wirfs for Tampa Bay, that's a big one. And then a sneaky one that I noticed the other day is Josh Oliver, the backup tight end for the Vikings, who actually is the last few weeks, even with TJ Hawkinson, he's been their starting tight end. So he's been running the most snaps and running a lot of routes. So TJ Hawkinson is the tight end that I'm looking at today in a lot of my DraftKings lineup. So if you need a tight end, I like TJ Hawkinson today. I'll kind of ignore that bad game from last week. So that's where I'm pivoting today for tight end. Defenses for today. If you guys need defenses today, you got to start Denver at Las Vegas. They're down 2 starting running backs. It's going to be a weird rotation of Amir Abdullah and Dylan Lobby. I don't think I'm starting Lobby at all. Amir Abdullah is kind of a low-end RB2 flex play, so I'm open to Amir. I think the Chiefs are a smash play at Carolina. I like the Texans today against the Titans, and then I'm very open to Commanders versus Dallas. They just haven't been able to show much. Vikings defense is always a good play at Chicago. And then I do like Tampa Bay at the New York Giants, even though they really haven't been playing great football on that side of the ball. And then a sneaky one, the Packers against San Francisco, I think is a good one. And then maybe the Lions against Anthony Richardson. In this case, Abdullah versus Leggett. I'll probably go with Abdullah here. I don't expect them to give Dylan Lobby a ton of touches. If there's any running back between Abdullah and Lobby to hit 10 plus touches, it would be Abdullah. So I'm expecting, 10 to carries, 3 or 4 catches. I think the volume there is solid for Abdullah. And if they do get a chance at a goal line opportunity, I expect Abdullah to be the back. So I'm going to go Abdullah here. He has a higher floor. I do think Leggett, he could easily, bust a big play for a touchdown, but it's the Chiefs defense. I'm not super stoked about Leggett and the Panthers offense today. So I'll go with Amir Abdullah. Let me see if I have anything else for you. I just read the list of defenses that I like today, tight ends that I like today. I'm a little bit lukewarm on Brock Bowers, even though he had a Nash game. They're playing Denver. I don't really want to mess with that defense. I think Travis Kelce is a fun play today. I really like Trey McBride. I like the Cardinals offense today, even though it's raining a little bit. Tight ends, Cade Otton against the Giants. I think Dallas Goedert's a must-start player with Devonta Smith out. I think A.J. Brown and Goddard are going to be heavily targeted tonight. And then T.J. Hawkinson again at Chicago. Chicago has not been great against tight ends. They did just hold Tucker Kraft to 0 points, but Green Bay didn't really throw the ball last week. And then Will Dissly is my preferred kind of guy off the waiver wire. If you need a tight end today that might still be on your waiver wire, Luke Schoonmaker for Dallas, I think is an interesting one. Jonnu Smith, Hunter Henry, those would be the tight ends that I'm looking at. Brandon Allen or Caleb Williams. So I'm not super excited about the 49ers offense today. I'm going to go with Caleb Williams here. He did, run the ball 9 times for 70 yards last week, and they did open up the passing game a little bit. So I'm kind of excited about this new offensive coordinator situation for Chicago. Maybe it's a positive change and they're going to do some better things. It is a tough matchup against Minnesota, but I think Brandon Allen, we don't really know what we're getting with him. I think he's fine. We like the playmaking weapons there, but I'm going to lean the Williams at home against the Vikings. The Bears looked good last week on offense. They ran a lot of plays, converted a lot of third downs. Offense is pretty healthy for the most part. Caleb Williams by a hair. Let me see what else I got here for you guys. Receivers that I like today. I think Tyreek against New England. We might get one of those vintage Tyreek games. I do like Nico Collins today. Obviously, I like Amon-Ra, Justin Jefferson. The big game tonight, A.J. Brown and Puka and Cooper Kupp. Those are all good plays. I'm hoping Terry McLaurin gets a bounce-back game. He needs some volume. Otherwise, I do like Zay Flowers on Monday night. I like DK Metcalf and both JSN. I'm very interested in this Arizona-Seattle game. I'm hoping it's a high-scoring game. And then Marvin Harrison in that game as well. Not sure what we're getting from Malik Neighbors today, but I'm open to him being pummeled with targets by DeVito, hopefully some short intermediate targets. Let's see, Hopkins or Douglas in a full PPR. I mean, there might not be a ton of throwing today in Carolina. I think I'm going to lean Hopkins here because I think his ceiling is greater. For him to catch 6-7 passes and a touchdown for 80 yards or so is definitely in the cards. I do think Demaryius is a really nice wide receiver 3 option for PPR leagues. If it depends on what you're trying to play for. If you just want 8-12 points, I think you go with Demario Douglas. If you're trying to get, the big touchdown and 16 to 20 points, I think you go with Hopkins. So I will lean Hopkins here. Let's shoot for the home run. But I do like Demario today. Demario has been looking pretty good the last few weeks. My rankings have D-Hop as like wide receiver 24. Mario Douglas just a little bit lower in the wide receiver 30 range. Yeah, I got DeMario as wide receiver 37, D-Hop wide receiver 24 for this week. Let me see what other receivers we might like this week. I'm not super excited about Jawan Jennings, Deebo Samuel. I think those guys all kind of get pushed down to wide receiver 3s. I did lower them in my rankings. I still have Jawan Jennings and Deebo at wide receiver 20 and 21, so still RB2s. Roshan or Abdullah in a non-PPR. So we're going hunting for touchdowns in this one. I think I'm going to lean Roshan. I trust the Bears offense more than I trust the Raiders. The Bears should have, for sure at least one red zone opportunity, if not 2 or 3. And Roschon, last week the new offensive coordinator gave him more responsibility, more plays, more touches. So I'm going to lean Roschon here. I think he's got the better odds for a touchdown today in a non-PPR format. And if he gets those, he could still get those 10, 12 touches that he got last week, which could be what Abdullah gets. And good morning to Sport Dog. TD 100, 8-team standard. A TD 100, 8-team standard. I have Johnson and Jennings with one spot on my wide receiver. I wish I could start both, but my flex has Connor in a standard. I think RB is safer in the flex spot. I definitely agree with that. So the question comes down to Johnston and Jennings. I do like Quentin Johnston against the Baltimore Ravens. I think you probably just got to roll with it. And I understand he's not the best receiver, but he's making big plays. And if TD 100, if a TD is it 100 points for a TD? Is that so? I think you got to go Quentin Johnston here. I do like Jauan Jennings, but I think he suffers a little bit with the Brandon Allen situation. So it's close. The 49ers got a hell of Ricky Pearsall, Jennings, Kittle is back. You also have CMC. I think Quentin Johnson is kind of the hot hand. So we'll go with Quentin Johnson here. And good morning to Justin. Good afternoon. Good morning, whatever time zone you got there. And we're just hanging out, man. We're having a good Sunday here. Hopefully everyone is doing well, and we got our lineup set here. Interesting. The Carolina Panthers have moved wide receiver Jalen Coker to inactive today. Veteran Adam Thielen is active. So that's a big one. I'm kind of surprised Coker is not active here. He had been playing well. He just had 8 targets before the bye week. So interesting here. Adam Thielen should be picked up if he's available in leagues. D-Hop, Keenan Allen, or Demario Douglas. We did have a D-Hop versus Demario Douglas question earlier. I'm not really considering Keenan Allen in this question at all. So I'm going to rank these as D-Hop, Douglas, and then Keenan Allen kind of like a clear number 3 option. I do like Keenan Allen against Minnesota today, but he's got the ankle issue, which concerns me a little bit. So if you, and this is how I kind of put the question earlier, if you want 8 to 12 points, you go with Demario Douglas. If you want the opportunity for, a 6 for 80 and a touchdown game, I think that's DeAndre Hopkins' potential in this one. I do worry about the Chiefs not having to throw the ball a lot today. But we'll see if the Panthers have a little bit of fight in them. So I'm going to go D-Hop here. I don't blame you for Douglas, and I'm not really on Keenan Allen today. Let me see if I got any other news. That's a big one there. I was just looking at Jalen Coker today, thinking about maybe adding him, but he is inactive. So a bit of a surprise there on Mr. Jalen Coker. Let me see what else we got going on here. I think we're pretty much caught up on the news. So if I don't have any more questions, I'm going to get out of here for the day. Enjoy the game, guys. Hope you get everything you need. Hopefully we have a long day full of touchdowns. And I'm pretty excited about the primetime games this weekend. We got 2 good ones. Rave, Swift, or Jameson Williams. Okay, so I do like DeAndre Swift today. It is a tough matchup against Minnesota. I think we got to probably lean with the hot hand here in Jameson Williams against the Colts. The Colts, not the best defense in the world. New offensive coordinators kind of working in Roschon Johnson. Swift doesn't get the big touchdown. We're not looking at a big game from last week. So I'm going to lean Jameson Williams. These guys are both, swing for the fences kind of thing. So I think I'm going Jameson Williams here. Rave. No, the TD should have been 7, not 100. Okay, my team. Okay. I'm fine with Lamar Jackson over Herbert. That's how my rankings have it. I do like Herbert quite a bit. He's actually my QB3 in my rankings this week. Lamar number 2. So 7, not 100. So 7-point touchdowns. I'm going to ride with Quentin Johnston here. You get a little exposure to Justin Herbert, a little bit more fun on Monday night. I'm concerned. I don't really know how the 49ers offense is going to look today. I think leaning into that Chargers Ravens game is the way to go. But if there's no more questions, I'm going to get out of here for the day, guys. Enjoy the football today. Hope everything happens for you, that you need it. And then we will be doing our usual live shows for this week. With Thanksgiving week, I'm gonna no shows on Thursday this week, but I will have my regular Tuesday, Wednesday shows, and we'll kind of just work through it. So happy Thanksgiving week, everybody. Enjoy the football today. We'll see you soon. Peace.
Got me feeling icy.